Jan Steckel, everybody. And Jan, if you are, in fact, a Slip Puppy firecracker, you are my favorite. Thank you so much for being here. I would like to thank all of you for coming here tonight and spending your Friday night with us. I would like to say happy National Poetry Month, the best month ever, right? I would like to make a shout out to Bobby Ann with Nevada Humanities. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for coordinating this. And thank you to Stinkos for having us. This is the most gorgeous poetry venue ever. We are all blown away. We're walking around in a daze. So beautiful. Speechless poets up here, so that means something, right? Thank you so much. So please, if you are able, do purchase a copy or two of a book by a poet who read tonight. It's a wonderful way to thank them. It's also a really great excuse to talk to them, because you can be like, can you sign my book? And each of our 4 readers tonight are some of the loveliest folks you're going to meet. So I hope you enjoy the rest of First Friday. I do hope that you will check out the Nevada Humanities Program Gallery, which is just out the door, around the way, kind of by Mingo's. Some amazing Nevada art taking place in there. And I also would like to invite Vogue Robinson, our current Clark County Poet Laureate, to the stage with a few announcements. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful night, and thank you, Vogue.
Oh, Lord. Oh. That's what you want to do to me right now? So you go places where your family's at, they just fucking do a poem. Jesus Christ. You guys are monsters. Okay, so bless y'all. I appreciate Las Vegas. I appreciate Clark County while we're giving shout outs to Bobby Ann, as well as just all the people in the community who reach out, who spend time with one another, who read each other's poems, who take the time to say, you know what, hey, I love you. And also, I love that poem. The combination of that love that carries across and through. And so I'm glad that poetry brought us all together in this sexy, beautiful flower shop. Whoop, whoop. I'm gonna find you a poem, and then I'm gonna tell you about other poetry, because there's poetry happening here, and there's probably poetry somewhere else down the street around the corner, because we're popping. Here. I don't believe in buying flowers, just to watch them wither and wilt over time. But one day I had to buy myself a rose. I paid a woman to sew a string of memories into my forearm. I remember that Sleeping Beauty had 3 fairy godmothers. When I was born, God gave me 3 great aunties, my roses instead. My Aunt Dorothy, Lily, and Juanita. All uprooted and forced to blend and thrive in unfamiliar California soil. I thought they were mine to keep, but they were just roses. Each one an apology for my mistake of a mother. A woman whose heartbeat pounded as loud as her fists, anger always sizzling in a pot of overcooked pasta, dependence in her medicine cabinet, addiction in her diet, fire in her throat, hands made of granite. My mother lacks a green thumb. But my great aunts were sown by a Kansas farmer, and they grew. Aunt Lily grew a 50-year marriage with her husband, Deacon Henry. They harvested a church family, but never a sapling in their own home. My Aunt Dorothy's front yard had ants crawling in wild honeysuckle buds. She found herself a hand-me-down son to help her plant citrus trees in the backyard. And Aunt Juanita, the youngest, planted an entire garden of sons and daughters. She cultivated our strongest dandelions. That's cousins I don't talk to. I remember my aunt's death some days and their funerals better than their lives. When Aunt Dorothy died, I watched my grandma bawl, reach into the open casket, grab her arm and screech, "Dorothy, I tried to call you. I tried to call you." When Aunt Lily died, her church in Los Angeles was filled to the brim with blue roses, mourning the loss of sweet sister Lily, the deacon's wife, volunteer, piano teacher, the woman who stopped going to dialysis after her husband died. 2 weeks after my Aunt Juanita passed, I found a dead ladybug. I buried her in soft soil under a California pepper tree, said a prayer, and let my last great auntie go. These women taught me more about death than the living ever could, about how your belongings can cause a civil war of paperwork, insults, and pain, how vultures pick at the body left behind for baubles. My aunties lived in a way we sing their praises even though they're gone. I am trying to stop wishing for fairy great aunties. I know these women weren't myths, they lived like uprooted plants. I watched them wither and wilt, but they are never forgotten. I remember them as beautiful, brilliant, alive, even after. So you need more poetry. So Wednesday, April 10th, from 6 to 8 p.m., there will be an Untold Stories event that will have beautiful curated art and poetry up on the wall, curated by Angela Bromwell. Can you do the vanity wave? Do the wave. Every piece of art on Nevada State's campus is on that campus because Angela says so. So holler at Angela about art and poetry and that collaboration. Some of us love to read, some of us want to look at something from afar, and some of us need a show. I like shows. I like both. In this lovely program, don't throw it away. 1, because Bruce spent hours on it. 2, because he picked out the sexy paper. Feel this paper. He wasn't playing. And also, there are websites in here. So if you go to my little blurb at the bottom, there is a section that tells you that we have a calendar on the Poetry Promise website. Go to the calendar, click on it, and then pick an event, roll the dice, and figure out what you enjoy. So check us out on the internet, and then we have something else on Monday. Heather, come back, because I'm not going to remember the details correctly. Monday, Nevada State College, 12:30. There will be delicious snacks in the rotunda. There will be sandwiches, the pinwheel sandwiches. Angela ordered those too. So please talk to Angela. Please talk to the poets in the back. Please buy their books, because that's how we eat sandwiches. And go home and write a poem. We appreciate y'all. Heather, am I calling you back up, or am I telling people good night? We are done. Have a wonderful evening.